So this is part 2 of our evaluation, where we are going to discuss how effective the combination of our main video product and the ancillary text were. So first of all, we're going to talk about the brand identity that we created throughout our video and print products. So we wanted to create a really strong star persona like is spoken about in Richard Dyer's star persona theory. So we did this by using lots of close-up shots, which we feel relates our audience to the artist and gets them to know them better.
Mm-hmm. We wanted to show her rebellious side, so we used the graffiti style on the CDs, very kind of like grungy inserts to show kind of the party style of her. Everything was very kind of unpolished.
Yeah, we wanted to make everything so that it looked as if she's sort of done it herself. We didn't want to make it over commercialized or as if she was really pushing a brand which wasn't her own ethos. It was all her creativity and something that she'd made because she enjoys to make it and not because she's being paid however much to do it. So like another way that we showed her, reflected her personality, was the inserts where we've used gold overlays, because it's, like you said, unpolished. It doesn't look as if someone's come in after her and sort of made it all perfect. It looks like she's cut out something and stuck it over the top, and it doesn't look perfect like it should do. And the quality of the inserts are they're quite low quality and they're black and white. We sort of wanted to make it as if it was like a Polaroid picture that she's taken, so it's like a little snapshot into her life.
A different style to the outside, which was we kept the same like gold motif and her icon as her face. We wanted it to look much cleaner and more artistic to kind of grab the attention.
Yeah, and show what her brand was. And it was, I'm not sure how close we stuck to it, but we had the idea of keeping the outside as sort of like her presentable self, and then the inside was like more personal and telling more of her story, and it was authentic. We also used the song names. We titled them and ordered them in a way that would tell the story of this person who has this sort of kind of drunken lifestyle, and she goes out and parties quite a lot, and she's really like relaxed and cool, something that our target audience would relate to or aspire to. And that was something that we drew from Kesha, which is also where we got the inspiration for the glitter, because we felt it was a way to sexualize her without being too over the top and too suggestive.
Yeah, kind of provocative, but not full on. So it kind of suggests everything, but then doesn't.
Yeah, we wanted her, thinking of Laura Mulvey's male gaze theory. We used lots of shots which could be seen in a provocative way, but then we would follow it up with a really dominant shot of her like in the centre of the frame, where she was totally in control of the situation, to contrast with her looking passive, because overall we wanted her to be a really dominant person that has taken control of the whole process of recording and producing it and whatever else.
Very much in control of her sexuality.
Yeah, definitely. And that was also told through the song titles, where she started off more vulnerable, and then at the end it was to show how dominant she was and how in control of all the situations that she was.
We used lots of different fonts. Again, we kind of went with there's the clean, bold fonts, which kind of give you that kind of professional edge, the artistic side to her. But then we went with the kind of the print font underneath, which is much, again, rougher, much more.
It's like, although there's like uniformity to all of the products, the advert in particular, because it's there's like 3 or 4 different fonts going on, lots of different sizes.
Right, noisy.
The punctuation is different. It's noisy. It illustrates her personality and how she isn't the sort of person who has to have everything in order. and it's just random. The only way that order is sort of brought to the poster is the white lines which divide off the sections in a clean way. But because the fonts and the sizes of the fonts go against that, it shows her rebellious side and links back to the idea of her being this party girl. Although the products all have this theme of glitter, every single one has the theme of glitter, is in a way that links them without them being too over commercialized, which was something we really, really wanted to make her this anti-commercial artist that was sort of like grungy and rebellious and give or take if you like it or not, but this is what she's going to do. She's really carefree and relaxed.
They each use the gold in their own way.
We used the for the print products as well as the video product, our main colour scheme was black, white and gold, which we felt were three colours which really complement each other well. And the black and white especially, it's such a contrast. It shows her how she stands out from people. And the text that we've used on the front covers of the albums is the same as the text at the very beginning of the video, which links them together really nicely.
Very strong and like confrontational.
Yeah.
In your face and loud.
The way that our digipack sells the song and the album is we just wanted to make it really catchy for someone if they looked at it in a shop from the very outset. So for the album covers, although the front cover's really raw and it's quite bare, it literally only has the My Gold sign and the Charlotte sign on it on the front. We also included the parental advisory explicit content sign, which in more recent years it's become like a statement of fashion because of people like Miley Cyrus, who used it as part of her brand to show that she's like having this change of persona and she's now this like crazy person who parties all the time. We really wanted to make that part of the video to show that that's a lot of what our person represents for her album, and that she doesn't really care if she's going to swear on her songs or if there's something in the video that's a bit edgy or a bit pushing the boundary. She wants to do it because that's her creative side.
We wanted the song, like the track names, to kind of tell her story, and they kind of help you identify with the artist before you've even heard the music.
Makes you want to hear it as well.
Yeah, it makes you kind of want to hear. You want to hear what she's talking about, but also it gives you something to relate to. So you kind of think, is this something that I would experience or have experienced? Likewise with the use of her face. So by put a close-up shot of her face in the back to kind of give you an artist to identify with.
And it's not like a shot of her really, although she has got makeup on, she's not really, like we said before, she's not over commercialised and she's not staring right into the camera. It's not as if she's been posed there. She's just standing against a white background and it's really raw, and it just could be that someone just come along taking it and she's not even realised, which again links in with the theme of her being really anti-commercial.
It's kind of almost a behind-the-scenes image.
Yeah.
As if kind of there is the professional side to her, but she's showing you what she's really like. Yeah,
and it reflects back on what we hope the content of the album will be, and that inside it's going to be the same, and we hope that people see that from the front cover, that the songs are really raw and they relate to what she is, which is hopefully why they will want to hear the song and see the video. We've also used a record label's logo in the bottom corner, just because if someone sees that, they'll relate it to someone else and then think, oh, they're on the same record label as so-and-so, so we should probably listen to the song because it's probably going to be good. As well, we wanted to use, which we haven't seen on loads of other digipacks, but when we thought about the fact that this was the CD cover, there's actually 3 sides to it, not just the front and back cover, but the side of the CD, and we wanted to make that interesting as well. If it was on a shelf, we didn't want it just to be blank or clear or just say the title. So we used the same glitter picture to take up the whole thing, and then in white text it says Charlotte My Gold, which is simple, but we think if you were in a shop and you saw just a stack of CDs, that would be the one that would stand out, and you'd want to hear what was on the album because it's eccentric and decadent. It makes it just the index as well. You wouldn't even have to, if you were far away and you couldn't even read that it said Charlotte or the song name or the album name, it's identifiable to the brand that we've created for her, because from all the digipack and from the video, the glitter is now one of her traits that her fans and the target audience hopefully will recognise and relate back to her. Yeah, so we created synthetic personalisation through the close-up. And she's got closed eyes and she's leaning back, so it's kind of like flirty without it being like her, without it being really full on and her just on the front cover like in a bra or whatever.
Again, it's kind of suggestive, but
it's not
kind of,
quite.
It's enough to kind of hint it, but without directly actually showing anything. Or
and we shaped the tracks of the album around the side of her face, just because it's something different and something that we haven't really seen, and we wanted it to be really individual.
It kind of shows how important she is to the product.
Yeah.
It's based around her. And
states
not
her
the other way
dominance
around.
in the frame.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is written in capitals just to grab attention and make it really stand out on a shelf, so that you want to buy the album and you want to listen to the songs.
And we made a deluxe edition because we kind of felt that the kind of artist that she would have some songs that maybe weren't included on the album.
Because she's creative, she's got leftover songs that still are of really good quality.
But that were maybe kind of the more unique ones, like the maybe the quieter ones at the end that had more to say in than the loud ones at the beginning. Maybe wouldn't make it onto a conventional album. So again, just kind of creating the idea that she's relating to her fans and she kind of cares, convincing them that she's something to buy into. And
that she doesn't care if it's not sellable enough to put on the main album, that she still wants her fans to have access to it.
Yeah.
So that would include an extra couple of songs. We thought about maybe putting some posters into it, because that's what, if you're a really dedicated fan, you'd probably want. And it's just another further insight into the life of the star persona that we've created. So we used the shadow effect behind the titles, which we haven't used in the original album, which although is like really simple, it does, on the black background, it does just add
Bring
something
it
to it, and it looks like something's added from the standard album.
You're really getting more.
Yeah.
And it kind of ties it in again with the video.
Yeah, because it's the same title that we used at the very beginning of the video.
Yeah. And
those same three staple colours, black, white and gold. Again, on the front cover, we kept it simple. From the main cover, we just changed it to black and added deluxe edition in the background. But we didn't want to put her face on the front cover, because we thought the genre that she's in, she wouldn't have that. And
until she's known, her face wouldn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So by kind of keeping using her individuality and her kind of nudeness to work in her favour. So kind of using that mystery to create something else.
Yeah.
And kind of
to add to the brand identity that she's really unknown. So for the CD covers, we used, on both of them, we started off with the gold background. And then to one we added the title My Gold, and then the other we just drew white lines all over it, scribbled over it, so it really links back into her being this rebellious character that we've created, and she doesn't conform, she doesn't care. It's like when your CD, you drop your CD and it scratches, it's like that, just on the front cover.
And she's got an idea, she's just going to do it.
Yeah. So it creates the homogenous attraction of her lifestyle, which our target audience is really interested in and will be invested in.
And again, it kind of relates it back to the drawing over the video. Kind of ties the
graphic overlays
together.
Yeah, it draws them in because we've used in our video the white graphic overlays drawn with the same white lines. So it brings the two platforms of the print products and the video products together. we used a really bold font on the one that says My Gold, which takes up most of the CD because it just shows the dominant title and it takes up the whole thing. Again, we didn't use her face on the CD covers because we didn't want her to be commercialised, and we made it mysterious, but still still exhibits her personality.
By keeping her face off of it, it's like her message is more important. I know she doesn't have a message, but
it's as if she's not just selling something, just splashing her face all over it and selling it, because it's more bare and it's more about the music and what's behind the music, and it makes you wonder what it's really going to be about.
It kind of gives you the idea that they're more personal. So like once you open the album up and you see a new side to her. So we've got, although these are both relatively unpolished, when you then open it up you see more about her, and it's even more kind of, this is what she's done, this is my work.
Yeah, and the front covers are both white, or they're on white and grey gradients, which overall sort of just looks a lot brighter, and then when you open it up it's two pictures which are predominantly black and grey. We did put them in black and white, but they're predominantly black and grey with bits of gold over them, so it just shows the other side to her. So she's got a lighter side on the outside and a darker side on the inside, which we also reflected in the second insert, is only half of her face and her eyes are closed, and it reminds us of the mystery behind her persona, and that she maybe has two different sides, which we also portrayed in our video. We used really close-up shots to make her seem more vulnerable and to get an insight to her, and then we contrasted that with some really dominant shots of her taking the full frame,
but at the same time kept like the monochromatic theme within all of the kind of the texts.
Again, the inserts kind of look just like pictures that she's put in, because it hasn't got her song name or even her name. It's got half of her face. Is the only way, apart from the gold, that you would really know it's her selling an album. Like it could just be something that she's posted like on social media of like her life.
Kind of shows it through her perspective almost.
Yeah, definitely.
Her view.
Looks as if she's taken the pictures, and then the one they both have gold overlays on them, which are rough around the edges, which reflects her being rough around the edges, and they again link back to the colour overlays and the graphic overlays that we've used in our video, and remind us of her personal side, which is more rebellious and grungy.
It's quite anti-commercial.
Yeah, very. Yeah. It's less formal than the front cover, and it's not like the front cover has the brand on it. It's not forcefully pushing it to go.
It's just giving you the extra once.
But it's sort of like the whole too cool to care thing. So it's not as if she's not trying to sell it, because she obviously is, but it's too cool to care. So it's sort of like, yeah, take it or leave it, buy it. But that makes you want to invest in something, which isn't being, when something's being forcefully pushed on you, you almost don't want it as much.
It's convincing you it's your choice.
Yeah. Our advert was quite inspired by a poster we saw for the We Are Young tour by Fun, because that had it had the name of the tour, and then the full stop was so much bigger than the text, which we really liked, the going against the conventions of it being really uniform, which again reflects the artist's personality, in that none of the fonts are fully the same, and there's no, although it links back to the products, it's not, I'm just chatting absolute shit.
No, let's just go with that.
So we've used, as well as promoting the digipack, we also wanted to promote, it's not really a tour because it only has 5 dates, but it's sort of, it gives the idea of more like a gig feel.
Intimate.
Yeah, so that's a lot more personal and intimate, and it's, by only having 5 days, it's quite exclusive, and you think that there's something really, you want to hear what the album has if she's got these tour dates.
It's more like you know her.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like a smaller venue, and we did the shape of it, rather than having like the rest of our Digipack are square products. This is a portrait longer product, which we had the idea of someone handing it out as like a flyer, which is a lot more informal, or sticking it on the side of a lamppost or in a bus shelter or something like that, because we want it to be informal and again not really over commercializing her and having something that would appear like crazy large scale, just to fit the genre.
Mm-hmm. And it follows the same like gold motif that we've used in the other products. So you see it and you instantly know that's her. So it's easily identifiable, kind of sells the brand again. And again, we've used different fonts, different sizes. It doesn't conform to what a poster would usually conform to. My Gold is very much like the key centre of it. So it's kind of selling the brand identity more than the artist herself, I think, in a way. And also we've used social media platforms as like they're very important to the poster, because they're not like the target audience, kind of our age, would much rather buy into a kind of right. That's that one again. That shit. We used social media platforms because she kind of wouldn't have or wouldn't want try to create the illusion of not having the industry funding behind her to have all the promotion, all the website and everything. So it's very much kind of, this is my Facebook, my Twitter, you know.
Yeah, as if you're following a friend, which links back to the synthetic personalisation and creating her personal brand identity of, even though maybe this could have some influence by a company, the things that she posts on her Twitter are going to be her directly from her phone. Whatever she wants to post, she's just going to post it, which is something that the target audience is really going to want to invest in. And if they see that someone's putting their whole like personality and everything they have out there, that's something that as an audience you would want to get to know and buy into. Yeah, buy the album, go to the gig, whatever.
It's also much more interactive. So kind of, whereas like on a conventional poster would kind of sell you the label, the website and everything, you just kind of you'd follow along. It very much gets you involved in the discussion, and that itself acts as more free advertising, because you know you share it with your friends, or you see it and it comes up on someone else's.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know.
Yeah. We also included the faint outline from the insert. We faded that even more, but had it in colour this time and just put it on the side, just next to the tour dates, just to, again, without having her face splashed all over the product, we just have the side of her face, and it's still keeps the illusion of mystery about her, that you don't fully know who she is. So you want to find out what she is and you want to get to know this character. You can just see her staple red lip that we've created with her star persona. That was something that we kept continuous throughout all of the video and all of the Digipack, that she has this staple red lip. And then she alternates between red and black eyes, gold and black eyes. We also put screenshots of the two album covers, the original album cover and then the deluxe one, so the white one and the black one, just so if you didn't remember who it was, you would remember that it's this really plain album cover. So then if you went into a shop, you could see it and then you would want to buy it because you've recognised it from that tour poster that you really, really liked. Our advert also sells it because we've got these special guests, which is just an extra something. And again, there's someone who's quite unknown, so it's almost as if she's bringing her mates with her. Again, adding to the really like personal feel that we wanted to create with our star persona.
But I think also it kind of works on if they're good enough to get a supporting act.
Yeah, then there's something special about her. And that's the same. We use the gold on the very top because it's like the decadent, embellished side. So even though she is this underground person, like there's something special about her. Like she's got sparkle to her. Like it's something important that you want to take note of.
It's also kind of the first part you'd look at. So if you were skimming across, the gold would stand out.
Yeah, the gold, black and white is really catchy.
You'd follow down and read the information.
Yeah.
With the, in terms of album covers, electronic and kind of indie-tronica albums are much more vague than the mainstream ones, and much more kind of artistic, often quite simple, but then also quite flashy. So the use of the glitter and the white and the black is very clean, but also quite loud, and kind of communicates with that genre.
Yeah, and when you think of the genre, you think of the sort of songs that are played in like at a party or whatever, which I think is really reflected in using the parental advisory content sign, which reminds you instantly of that party rebellious lifestyle, which the brand we wanted to create is all about, and that's her personal style and flair, is that she is this party rebellious person.
And then on the inserts as well, they're quite, especially the one with the gold kind of sparking off, is very loud and kind of really in your face, vibrant, energetic.
Like she is.
You know, again, selling the Indietronica.
Yeah. And
the digipacks as well, they're quite vibrant, and the gold and the flashing and all the different colours is very kind of party.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So the very beginning of the video, we showed the title of our song, which is quite important to us because we feel that is what it helps identify the brand as a whole, and of the song and the album, because it's the title track of the album. We then used the title on black and then the title on white with moving things behind it, and it almost looks, with playing the glitter with flashing lights over it, it almost looks like a flashing light that you would sort of see.
Strobe light.
Yeah, like a strobe light at a party. We also communicated the Indietronica genre with the scenes of party footage, as well as the more communicating the indie genre, the rawer shots of her, really close up and really personal. But then we added to the artistic theme with our graphic overlays with the white lines, which we added to quite a lot of shots in the end because they really helped to enhance the footage. And I think overall the idea of overlays is what links all of our products together and helps to communicate the genre and show us her personality.
It's kind of like a professional piece of work, and then she's just thrown her own
edge on it,
kind of just gone, just worked into something. And I think especially the second part of the video plays on the Indietronica feel, because it kind of has a more underground go for it. Like,
I think the colour overlays which we use, which we were inspired by the Calvin Harris video, How Deep Is Your Love, that is another way of showing it. Sort of that section where the music becomes distorted, we reflected it in the distorted colour overlays, and then we had little snippets of champagne being poured, which shows the influence that alcohol has on the this music genre in general, and as well as it is sort of her party lifestyle being reflected, and it's sort of distorted and it's a bit of a blur, and it's a night out that she's having. You're sort of seeing things from her perspective, and it really brings to life everything that she stands for as an artist and as a person.
Yeah, but it also makes it much more personal because you're seeing her experience with all these things and not just having these things thrown at you.
Yeah, by a brand. And we see her at a party, which adds to her, it's her lifestyle and what she does, which is her particular flair.
But I think it also elevates her as a brand because it kind of shows she's popular. She has kind of everything. What's the question again?
How do the products communicate genre and her style? I think we pretty much said it.
Yeah. Should we go?
We also wanted to use bold, stable colours of black, white and gold because we feel that they're quite eccentric yet really dominant colours, which we could use throughout all of our products without it getting boring or too repetitive, but linking the products together really nicely still and being dominant in frames and powerful and something that you want to look at on a poster or on an album cover.
It's almost standoffish.
Yeah.
It's quite confrontational. Like it kind of, I feel like a lot of the stuff would put you off had it not then had the edgy things drawn into it.
Yeah.
Kind of, which gives it the softer side. I think in some ways it's kind of almost tacky, but then not enough.
Yeah. I think if it was like neon pink and neon orange and gold, it would be way too much, but because black and white are such contrasting colours and the gold is what we use to link them together, it makes it really nice and something that you want to listen to, and it communicates the genre. And I think if someone saw this album, they would know that it is the sort of song that you would hear at a party or at a club. Had it just been a white background with simple black text over it, you would think it was more the indie genre. But I think the gold has the gold glitter.
Brought it to life.
Yeah, really brings it to life and really, really helps communicate the genre.
Definitely gives it an edge.
Definitely.
On the original kind of indie
Albums
work.
that we were inspired by, yeah.
Yeah.